Here, let's try to unpack this. Just, 4 years ago, one of the world's biggest companies, Meta, bet the farm, everything on the metaverse.
And now we're seeing one of the most dramatic corporate reversals in, I don't know, a decade.
Yeah.
They are pulling back tens of billions of dollars from that massive VR future and redirecting all of it entirely to another massive future, AI.
That pivot, that $72 billion pivot, really defines this moment we're in. It's a fundamental change in Silicon Valley's priorities, away from isolated virtual reality toward pervasive intelligence.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Deep Dive.
We have a pretty dense stack of sources for you today. We've got articles, technical guides, research papers, all detailing this huge corporate pivot. We're not just looking at the money, we're looking at where the energy is going.
And our mission here is to give you a shortcut to understanding this rapid reorientation. We're going to unpack what this huge shift in capital means for developers, for content creators in the trenches, and especially for the future of specialized AI tools, particularly in high-stakes fields like healthcare.
So we'll start with the specifics of Meta's retreat. The financial stakes are just huge. Then we'll get into the practical and sometimes messy world of AI tools for creators.
Right.
After that, we'll tackle regulation and the rise of agentic workflow in the enterprise. And finally, we'll look at some groundbreaking medical AI that could really reshape diagnostics.
The details of the Metaverse retreat are striking, and I want to stress that word, retreat. This is not a slow budget adjustment. It's a full-on downsizing.
That's exactly right. They laid off 1,500 staff. That's 10% of their Reality Labs unit. But the real signal, is what they chose to cut.
It's not just the headcount, it's the specific projects. They shut down 3 VR game studios, Armature, Twisted Pixel, and Sansaru.
These are the studios that were supposed to deliver the high-concept, high-cost, AAA gaming ambition for VR.
And they moved their fitness app, Supernatural, into basically maintenance mode. They even killed a bunch of social VR features inside Horizon Worlds.
It all signals a move away from that vision of high-fidelity, highly immersive virtual spaces that, frankly, very few people were actually visiting or staying in.
So it's not like they're killing the metaverse entirely, but they are trading that huge, empty, virtual world idea for what our sources call a Roblox-style downgrade.
Yeah, shifting focus from the grand fantasy to a more pragmatic, utilized version of VR and AR. It's all about utility now.
And the financial discipline needed to make those cuts is it's eclipsed by the spending on the other side.
Oh, for sure. Contrast those cuts with the AI double down.
The spending boost is genuinely massive. We're talking $72 billion in capital expenditure CapEx plan just for 2025 through 2026.
And that money is overwhelmingly focused on AI infrastructure. So we're talking chips, servers, data centers.
And that infrastructure supports the people and the models. They acquired the AI startup Manas for over $2 billion. They made massive strategic hires, including Alexander Wang from Skild AI to lead strategy.
Right, and they have their next-gen large language model, or LLM, which they're calling Avocado, planned for a Q1 release.
Wait, you used LM there. For our listener, can you just briefly define that?
Oh, sure. An LLM is an AI trained on massive data to understand and generate text. Think of it like a super smart chatbot.
Got it. Thank you. Now, here's where the strategy seems to be working already. Unlike those high-cost, isolated VR efforts, their physical, wearable AI products are actually succeeding.
The Ray-Ban Meta smartglasses are selling extremely well.
Extremely well.
They're back-ordered in the U.S., and they're tracking toward 10 million units way sooner than anyone anticipated. And this is the critical difference. These glasses integrate AI into daily life.
Right.
You can interact with the world without being isolated inside a headset. It bridges the physical and the digital.
And that shows success in building things people actually want to wear and use in the real world.
Yeah.
It solves that isolation problem that plagued the Quest headsets.
It's a completely different and I think much more viable market dynamic.
So does this massive capital expenditure guarantee Meta's eventual dominance in AI?
Well, the spending shows commitment for sure, but their LLM, Avocado, has to deliver some breakthrough results.
That financial commitment from Meta is huge, but let's shift focus. What does this all mean for the person trying to use these new tools every day? Let's talk about the creator trenches.
Right, moving from the corporate boardroom to the developer's workbench. The AI landscape for content creators right now is just in a phase of hypersaturation.
I still wrestle with prompt drift myself.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've ever burned 20 bucks in credits trying to generate a usable 5 to 10 second video clip, only to have the character suddenly grow a third arm or the background just melts.
Yep.
Yeah. Same. That frustration is so real.
That experience, that difficulty and expense in getting usable output, that's the pain point driving the market. Last year, we had maybe 2 or 3 viable video generation tools.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, there are literally 10 plus competing platforms, all claiming to be the best.
This means testing is absolutely crucial, and our sources detailed a great methodology for cutting through the noise. A researcher spent 7 hours testing. They used the same exact prompt across all the major video models.
And they created a clear, measurable A to D tier ranking system. And this is so important because it's based on objective criteria. The top-tier tools were ranked on clean motion, consistent characters across shots, and minimizing that frustrating artifact we all call AI slop.
This moves the industry past just marketing hype. Creators can now invest based on measurable results, on documented consistency, and that is a huge step forward for workflow.
And this whole search for consistency and quality feeds directly into content strategy. And here's where it gets really interesting for the content game.
The sources highlight some really high-impact, actionable findings. One is the ability to build an automated digital content empire using Google AIs from scratch without, immediate spending.
And the so-called YouTube cloning hack is a really compelling example of that strategy. It lets you reverse engineer any viral channel in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes? How does it do that so quickly?
By turning the channel's entire library of video transcripts into a searchable AI database. The AI can then index everything, identify what specific hooks drive view duration, and pinpoint retention points within the videos themselves.
Wow, so it's like having an instant competitive analysis tool that breaks down the why behind viral success.
Exactly. And the ecosystem is providing immediate utility too. For instance, PDF.Beauty. This tool turns image-based PDFs, or slides things that are usually locked down, into fully editable PowerPoint files. Huge time saver.
And on the security side, Pindrop was mentioned. It detects fake voices or videos in real time during live calls with 99% accuracy. These are practical applications solving real problems today. For the average creator, is consistency or quality more important right now?
Consistency is key for workflow, but quality is what defines the output. You really need both.
We've talked corporate bets and creator tools. Now we're crossing into this increasingly complex territory of regulatory headaches and high-profile conflicts. Just look at the controversy around Grok.
It's a perfect example of the duality of AI deployment right now. This AI is being integrated into Pentagon military systems in the U.S.
while at the same time being banned in places like Indonesia and Malaysia.
Yeah.
And that's due to really serious concerns over the generation of sexual imagery.
The lack of reliable guardrails has immediate global political consequences.
Right. And it's not just Grok. Google's Gemini is also involved in high-stakes military systems. So this intersection of emerging AI and national security is now just fully baked into the global discussion.
And we should note, the California Attorney General is actively investigating Grok regarding claims about the generation of naked underage images, citing Musk's claims of unawareness.
Yeah.
So this raises a big question.
Yeah.
How do we manage these powerful tools that are being adopted at the highest levels but still struggle with basic safety filters? That gap is really hard to bridge quickly.
And while that ethical and regulatory battle plays out, the practical side agentic workflow is moving very quickly into the enterprise space. Slackbot, for example, has been completely rebuilt.
And this is where we probably need a quick definition. Agentic AI just means an AI that plans and executes complex tasks using other software tools all on its own.
Okay, that makes sense. So the new Slackbot isn't just a smarter search engine.
Exactly. It now acts as a true agent. It can find info across linked apps, it can draft emails, and critically, it can schedule meetings without you ever having to leave Slack. It initiates actions instead of just answering questions.
And tools like Vellum are mentioned as ways you can build these working AI agents using just plain English commands, to automate your own boring, repetitive tasks. It's about empowering people.
And this integration goes deep into existing systems, like HubSpot. Connectors now let LLMs like Claude and ChatGPT create and update CRM records, log activities, and do deep research with citations that link right back to the HubSpot records.
The citations are huge for trust and verification in a business setting.
They absolutely are. And think about specialized integration, too. Descript integration can move AI-generated videos between HubSpot libraries for easier editing, and this is the key for ROI tracking. It ties creative output directly to business metrics.
So will ethical concerns slow down the deployment of these powerful enterprise agents?
I think regulation is playing catch-up, so deployment speed is going to vary widely by region. It'll create a patchwork of adoption rates.
Let's shift focus pretty dramatically now, from enterprise productivity to specialized AI in healthcare. Google just launched two new open models, MedGemma 1.5 and MedASR. And this feels less like an iteration and more like a breakthrough.
It absolutely is. These open models are pushing medical AI from that hypothetical research-only phase into actually usable clinical scenarios. And here's the key detail. Both of them are free for commercial use. That completely changes the market.
Can you break down the difference between the two?
Sure. MedGemma 1.5 is a smaller, faster, multimodal model. It handles images and text together. MedASR is much more specialized. It's a speech-to-text model tuned specifically for real-world medical dictation.
Which involves a lot of jargon, fast-speaking background noise.
Exactly. Now, earlier versions of medical AI often only handled simple static inputs, like an X-ray or a photo of a skin condition. MedGemma 1.5 capabilities are they're huge, a major technical leap.
It supports high-dimensional scans, CTs, MRIs, histopathology slides. These are really complex, data-rich images.
Right, they require significant processing power and real domain expertise to read correctly.
But the real technical leap, based on the source material, seems to be its ability to handle a time series of chest X-rays. What does that mean in practice?
It means the AI maintains memory. It's not just analyzing one static image, it's comparing a patient's current scan against a history of previous scans.
Okay.
So it can identify trends, compare changes in lung capacity, or see the subtle growth of a nodule over months or years. That context is absolutely vital for an accurate diagnosis.
That is genuinely advanced. And beyond imaging, what else does it handle?
It performs anatomical localization, so accurately finding specific organs in images, and crucially, it facilitates lab report parsing and EHR Q&A.
So it helps the AI chew through these vast amounts of unstructured data, like messy PDF lab reports, and pull out structured, actionable data instantly.
That's its most immediate real-world use case. Extracting structured data from mountains of unstructured PDFs that would otherwise take hours of human triage. It streamlines the whole administrative and diagnostic pathway.
Whoa. Imagine scaling this model, which is free for commercial use, to analyze 1 billion medical queries, providing specialized insight instantly everywhere from a major hospital to a rural clinic. That is a massive leap forward for accessibility and speed.
And Google is actively encouraging this development. They've started the MedGemma Impact Challenge. It's a Kaggle competition with $100,000 in prizes. They even released full tutorials for developers to encourage remixing these new tools.
So what is the most immediate real-world use case for MedGemma 1.5 right now?
I'd say extracting structured data from vast amounts of unstructured PDF lab reports quickly and accurately.
That was a tremendous suite of sources. We covered massive corporate spending, the messy world of creation, and the specialized frontier of medicine. To recap, I think we've extracted 3 major insights on where AI, energy, and capital are focusing right now.
First, that massive corporate pivot is definitive. The metaverse is now secondary to AI, attracting billions in dedicated capital from giants like Meta. That money is focused on infrastructure and training the next generation of LLMs.
Second, creator tools are maturing, and fast. They're moving from general models that generate AI slop to highly specialized measurable ranking systems. That ensures quality control and consistency for the average user.
And third, agentic AI is moving rapidly into enterprise and critical fields like healthcare. The idea of an AI that takes initiative, exemplified by the specialized open-source power of MedGemma 1.5, shows that specialized application is where the real value is being found today. Knowledge is most valuable when it's understood and applied. And all these changes show that specialized application is where the market is placing its bets now. Whether that's extracting complex medical data from a PDF or reverse engineering a viral YouTube hook.
So if AI can now reliably parse complex medical scans and massive amounts of unstructured lab reports and perform memory-based trend analysis over time, what previously impossible corporate task is just waiting for the right specialized open-source model. That's something to mull over as you look at your own workflow.
Thank you for sharing your sources and participating in this deep dive with us.
We'll catch you next time.